Hello, so in this video we're going to be looking at finding maximum or minimum by completing the square. Okay, so if you're not sure about completing the square, please go and see my video on that, and hopefully that will help. So just very briefly, if we have something like y equals x squared plus 8x plus 20, to complete the square we half the coefficient of x, so half the 8 would be 4, and that goes in here. If I expand x plus 4 all squared, I'll get x squared, which I want, 8x, because I'll get two lots of 4x, 8x, and then I'll get 4 squared, which is 16. I don't want 16, I want 20, so I need to add another 4, so an adjustment of 4. Now, hopefully you can see that when we look at our y value is always going to be 4 or more, because I've got this plus 4, and x plus 4 squared is never negative, because anything squared becomes positive. So minus 2 all squared would give you 4. So this can never be negative. So this is always 0 or bigger. So our smallest value for y is when this is 0. So what value do we have for x to make this 0? X must be minus 4. And then when this equals 0, y will equal 4. So our minimum occurs at x equals minus 4 and y equals 4. So here's our quadratic, and so we found our minimum there. Okay, now I also wanted to do one where we had a parabola which was upside down, so when we had minus x squared, just so you've seen how to do it. So the first thing we do is rewrite it by taking the minus outside of everything inside this bracket. So y equals 1 minus 4x minus x squared is the same as y equals minus bracket x squared plus 4x minus 1. Now we just complete the square in the normal way. We half our 4 and put that in here. We imagine expanding out this bracket, and this would give me x squared plus 4x plus 4. I don't want 4, I want minus 1, so I need to take off minus 5 to get from 4 to minus 1. I then multiply out this minus. I get minus x plus 2 all squared plus 5. Now, again, this time we're looking at a maximum, and because hopefully you can see that this thing here is never positive, because whatever value we have in here when we square it is a positive value, and then we put a minus in front of it. So it's always going to make my y value smaller. So the maximum value for y is going to be 5, and that's going to happen when this thing in here equals 0. So when does this equal 0? This equals 0 when x is minus 2. And then the maximum value I'll have when this equals 0, put this equal to 0. All right, this equals 0, is 5. So we have at y equals 5. So we have our maximum at x equals minus 2 and y equals 5. So we've been able, by completing the square, to find the maximum or the minimum. And so in summary, the maximum minimum is found from after we completed the square by finding the value of y when x equals minus a. So the value of y, which is the b value, when we set this bracket equal to 0. Okay, I hope that helps.